FAST market. We have a one-on-one session with Philipp Rotermund, the CEO and co-founder of Wedotv from Switzerland, and it's moderated by Guillaume from Dataxis. Welcome. Welcome.
So hi everyone, thanks for joining. So we feel like not enough has been said during the previous panel, so we'll keep talking about AVOD and FAST. So to do so, I'm joined by Philipp Rotermund, CEO of Wedotv. So maybe Philipp, could you just give us a quick background of yourself and the company?
Yes, thanks for having me. Welcome to everyone as well from my side. Wedotv is a free AVOD and FAST service. Originally launched in 2018 in the German-speaking territories, and then 1 year later we rolled out to the UK with Wedotv, and also had the opportunity, or originally launched as pure AVOD, and these days we're just discussing that in a month's time we have 9 different FAST channels, O&O channels as we call them, available across our main markets, and we had further expansions this year already into Italy, and then Nordics and Benelux are on the pipeline, as well as the MENA region and the US. Obviously, we heard that in the panels before. Everyone wants to be in the US just because of the scalability of the territories. And yes, this is kind of a major business. So we're kind of trying to fit in the world a little bit. There's obviously strong competition. We had Olivier before here with Pluto TV. And then, of course, the paid streamers are, everyone is trying to grab some time of the end consumers every single day.
Thank you. So yeah, we're not going to go back on the fact that obviously the FAST market is already really advanced in the US, lagging behind obviously in Europe. But how do you see, how much opportunity do you see for you between AVOD and FAST? Is FAST already a profit center or still a marketing tool for the AVOD brand?
For us, because I mean, this is our DNA. We first launched AVOD and FAST probably a year and a half later. AVOD is still our strongest business or strongest revenue driver, but FAST itself is, it's not only recouping the money, we're making money for it, but of course it's also a great marketing tool for us. We distributing our channels, various all the relevant FAST platforms, and beyond that, we're not only on the CTVs but also in cable and on satellite. And of course, it's a great opportunity to windowing our products and promote also the Wedotv app.
Okay. And also maybe another way to look at the difference between the US and Europe is the fact that there won't be so much cord cutting in Europe because of the importance of free-to-air in Europe. So maybe another way to look at it would be to compare the size of FAST and the size of pay TV operators, because they will react at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have numbers by hand, but obviously we can read from the press. There's cord cutting literally, every day. On the other hand, I think it was last week there was a report that there's a golden future for pay TV. I think these ecosystems, they have lived, whether it's free or pay it, they have lived parallel for the past decades all the time. It's just a matter that the technology has changed a little bit. We're having more shift basically from broadcast to broadband, or kind of things mixed together. In the end, it just comes down to the offering. There's a great free offering, people will appreciate that, but certain content pieces, they live very well behind paywalls, and that's where they belong to.
And if we try to think about how the traditional cable or DTH operators are going to cope with the fast change, how do you see that coming from your side, and also maybe to partner with them?
Yeah, it's one of my biggest hard projects, so to say. Obviously, the distribution via the CTV manufacturers is amazing, and we appreciate that we can being distributed, or we are distributed by literally everyone. On the other hand, in terms of total reach within certain markets, the penetration of connected TVs makes only whatever 10% of the television households. So in our opinion, we need to have our channels not only there, but also in the standard EPGs. We want to be listed by Deutsche Telekom, which we are. We want to be listed by Vodafone, which we need to still to do, because I think the end consumer, he can't really differentiate between fast and free TV in a sense. So for them, okay, there's another linear product. I either like it or I don't like it, but as long as it, during zapping, people don't make any difference. So we think these two worlds have to meld together in a certain way. And we have many projects in various territories where we brought fast into normal cable networks, and but still, empowering or have the power of dynamic ad insertion, which is, I think, the biggest beauty of this type of linear product.
And do you see any difference of business model between your partnerships with CTVs and partnerships with cable operators, for instance?
Of course, the networks and the cable operators, they're asking us, because for them it's fairly new all of a sudden to, coming away from, there's this funny word in Germany called Nebenkostenprivileg and so on. They're different business model involving, but they're appreciating that all of a sudden they can participate in the ad revenue. And we're trying to also explain them how the market works and give them the best opportunity. I think the inventory split has evolved quite nicely in the markets, but then like local cable operators, they don't have the capability of having an own ad sales team for their particular local market. For example, in Germany, we're working with a company together called Wilhelm Tell. They're only in Schleswig-Holstein, which is the northern state of Germany. For them, running an own ad sales team just for that market probably doesn't make sense. So we take care of the whole ad sales, and then they get a revenue share from our end.
And you said that working with cable operators, for instance, was your big project. And everybody right now is launching new fast channels, broadcaster content providers. Do you think there's still room for fast channels on the CTV side, not on the operator side?
I had on my last panel in Prague, actually, with you guys, people asking, what we're going to do around more channels. I said, don't do launch channels, please. There's enough stuff out there. I think it became really crowded. It's just more partnering up with companies who know what they're doing and who are strong in that field. Because, obviously, if you want to enter that space, you want to be on Samsung TV Plus, for example. But it's really, really difficult to get shelf space there. It's not like, there are many great channels out there, but they won't take everyone, and it's complicated. We are lucky that we're already a long-term partner, but also when we come up with new ideas, it's not that they say, okay, yes, welcome. It's a long, complicated process. So I think the space is filling up, and obviously you have different ways. Probably Samsung is more selective than others, but there is already quite a lot of content out there. So it is crowded, let's say it like that. Yeah.
And precisely if we talk about content, because this morning we had Olivier Jolet from Pluto TV, which obviously belongs to Paramount.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges for an independent platform like you, who would not relate to a conglomerate? Yeah.
Of course, Olivier, we would love to buy from Paramount, but I understand that you keep the stuff for yourself. No, but I think that's the good, also an opportunity for us. Of course, there are partners like Pluto, which have an amazing lineup, and which certainly focusing strongly on their own library from their mother house. And we have the opportunity to buy from so many various sources where there's also great content available. And then, as discussed here before, you have to localize, you have to have the local languages, you want to have local productions. It will be a good mixture between everything. And we are confident that we have found great content in the past, and we're confident that we find even more good content in the future. Because not every production house is able to start a streaming service, and as we have seen from the big streamers or the big studios, they're kind of changing strategies already, and bringing content back to the licensing market.
So, what's your recipe? A mix of local, global. You have partnerships with the German public broadcasters.
I would say, we're trying to be 50-50, which is not easy all the time due to language versions. But local content, of course, is very important. And yes, we have already bought from the German public broadcasters, but apart from that, there's much more out there, and we are seeking always for more content. That's for sure.
And what's besides movie series? What's the type of content you'll focus on in the future? We kind of see that sports has not really embraced the full potential of FAST yet. So, is it something you're looking at, sports?
Yeah, I mean, movies. I mean, we've been historically speaking, we've been always strong in the movie section. Why is that? It's easy. I mean, you're buying 30 movies and you have like 30 different titles to market, so and to advertise and to promote. Whereas on a series, you're buying a lot of hours, but it's only one series, for the same thing. We recently launched our sports channel. We do sports in the German-speaking territories, and particularly looking into niche sports, or even more niche sports than Dine from Axel Springer is doing it, which is a paid service. And we believe that these sports bring audience with them, and before they had no distribution, and all of a sudden they're on the big screen, they're on the television, they can be watched. For example, we cover all the big international horse races as well as the local ones, and our audience is reacting amazingly positive to that. It's great production value. We also do things like Sail GP, which is kind of the second biggest sailing sports event after the America's Cup, and also their production value is spectacular. When you see it, so next weekend we have a live broadcast from Saint-Tropez again. You should watch it. It's super nice, and you will see how appealing and attracting those sports events are, and they're bringing new audiences to us, which we hadn't had before.
And factual entertainment also is
yeah, absolutely. We run a factual fast channel called We Do Big Stories. We're doing this together in a joint venture with a production house called Big Media out of the US, and they are producing for Netflix and Discovery and delivering to NTV in Germany. So they're very real, experts in the factual market, and this channel has been launched last October, and of course the VOD assets are available across our platform. We have global rights on the programs, which makes it easy to distribute the channel literally to everyone. It comes in an English language version, and we have localized it with AI. That is also a very interesting topic these days, in 9 different languages, and it's certainly one of our best running program colors within the lineup.
And you said that the industry is kind of crowded already, so we want to partner with cable operators. You have partnerships with OTT platform like that too, also with CTVs obviously. So how do you see the competition?
Yeah, as I said before, the CTV market or the connected market was and just looking at Samsung as certainly the most prominent and biggest example in the market. They're kind of covering 10%, and let's have a look at Germany, because we're sitting here in Berlin, of the German television market with 3.5 million homes. So, whereas the total German television market in number of households, it's including Switzerland and Austria, is 40 million homes, including satellite. So, as you can see, there's a lot of more meat on the bone on the other side of the river, and that's something what we're trying to embrace throughout the last couple of years, being on such platforms. And you see Wedotv sitting over there. We've been, I think, one of the first fast channels within their lineup, Zatu, Deutsche Telekom, and you see it's a different, all of a sudden if a fast channel pops up in a standard EPG, the usage is so much higher than on Samsung, an example, because that's where people are used to watch linear television.
And we had Ronnie in the previous panel with Relax TV that is available on Foxhome devices. Obviously, Samsung TV Plus and Samsung TV sets. So do you think in the long shot, AVOD platforms can survive without being related to an operating system itself?
Yes, absolutely. It would be the same, if we would sit here 40 years ago, or let's say 30 years ago, when free TV really has started with the commercial television stations. There's been first the 3 public broadcasters, and then all of a sudden Sat1 and ProSieben came, and then RTL, and these big companies are still launching new channels, even though their business is also not easy these days anymore, and they don't need to run own satellites and own cable networks. Of course, we have the gatekeeper rule, but on the other hand, someone has to provide the internet, which is mostly either the telco, the ISP, or even a satellite vendor who provides internet. So yes, I think a platform can survive. In the end, it's all about content discoverability. How do you search? How do you find content? Maybe also the brand itself is not that important anymore. It's more like, you're searching for Morgan Freeman, for Brad Pitt, and then it will tell you, okay, here are a couple of movies. One is available in your Netflix subscription. The other one is in your Amazon. You can watch it free on Wedotv, or you can watch it free on Pluto. I think that is a bigger challenge there on the operator side, which needs to be solved, that the usability and the discoverability of the content has been taken care of.
We already have only 2-3 minutes left. Is there any question in the room? Nope. So maybe with all the buzz around FAST and AVOD, and also Disney and Netflix launching ad tiers, do you think monetization will become easier going forward?
It becomes easier because FAST has evolved, and agencies and media buyers have understood the power and the value of this, is because it's more trackable than being measured in standard linear television. The good thing is, or for us the positive thing is, since probably classic linear TV has been losing a little bit of demand, and there's a shift into the CTV market, we're seeing still great numbers. Of course, we looked a lot on the launch of Netflix, but as of now, it doesn't have impacted our ad sales whatsoever. So that's a good thing. Whether that means whether that product is successful or not, I can't tell. But yes, for now, there's more demand. There's a big shift from classic media spend into more digital. So that will help us. And yeah, the future will tell.
And yeah, with the inventory, ad inventory going to explode, do you think there will be enough demand to fill that inventory?
Yeah, as I said, there's, the market itself is still growing, and even there's one also recently some research that obviously after the pandemic, we had June was the first month where the German ad market was in a plus again. And yes, I think there's enough demand, and the beauty, of course, of the digital inventory is it will enable also advertisers into that field, which probably never could have afford television advertising, because if you call up ProSieben and say, hey guys, I want to have a spot and so on, then there are minimum budgets, etc. Whereas in our world, someone can come in with a small budget and start testing via their seat in the DSP. It's all trackable and traceable, so you can immediately see whether your ad campaign is performing. So from that perspective, I'm very positive that there will be enough demand in the years to come.
Still no questions, because it's time to wrap up. So since it's not the first time that we're inviting you, you keep coming and coming. It means the business is still good for now. So what could you wish you for the next years to keep inviting you?
What I wish for the market?
Yeah.
I think that all the worlds that come together. The difference between fast and free TV. As I said earlier, from an end consumer point of view, no one really can tell and should tell. And then we had the word frenemies a lot, and co-competition and all these kind of things. Yes, we are all working together, and maybe in 1 or 2 years' time there will be a phase of consolidation. We will see. But I guess as for now, it's still the market is growing, and there's plenty of room for all of us. And yeah, let's speak again next year and see how it happened. You know what happened so far. Yeah.
And we'll see in 2 years who we still invite.
Yeah, who's still there?
Thank you, Philipp.
Thank you.
Now we have a 30 minutes coffee break sponsored by Sweet TV, and we come back after for market presentation on the CTV market. Thank you.
Thank you.